Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming to you to talk a little bit more about credits and stuff like that. And I wanted to now run a series where I start pinpointing. So like I went over some steps, and so now I want to do like a mini series where I pinpoint each step, talk a little bit more in depth about the step. I got this request to do these little mini videos, so I decided I would sit down and do it. So here I am. Okay guys, so if you guys did not get a chance to watch, I did a video about a week ago today, as a matter of fact, happy Easter, on my credit testimony and how I went from mid 500s to around 850 something. And I got such an overwhelming response. So many people shared the video, reposted the video. I was just like in awe. So thank you for everybody who shared the video, who reposted the video. The comment section on that video was so lit up. It was just wow. I had one particular lady, I believe her name was Diva something Brown. I put her name right here. She gave me all the knowledge, like all the knowledge, all the stuff that I forgot, all the stuff that I, didn't talk about in the video. She talks about it there. And so, yeah, thank you. So, like I said, someone requested for me to do like mini videos, talking a little bit more in depth about each one of the topics that I talked about. So that is what I'm here for. Today is the very first one that I want to do. And I wanted to do a little small mini video on pulling your credit. The importance and all those things. So let's just get right into it. Okay, so if you guys remember in the very first original video, I told you how I kind of became a fellow victim of mortgage fraud. And from that, my credit had took a dive on down. And so I thought my life was over. I thought, I thought my life was over, but I worked hard. I worked really, really hard to help, keep my credit where it was and to get my credit back straight and stuff like that. So I waited 5 years before I decided to apply for my own home. And when I decided to apply for my own home, I thought, okay, it's been 5 years. All those things that are old, the old things have passed away, and new things, and whatever the scripture says. Then I got me a realtor, and I decided to start house hunting. And then, of course, along with house hunting, you got to go loan shopping. And so I just went with who she recommended, and they gave me a no because of the history. Then I went with somebody else recommended. They gave me a no because of my history. And so, like, within about 2 week span, I had my credit pulled 5 times. And so at the end of the 5th time it got denied, my real estate agent was like, let's just stop altogether, because every time my credit got pulled, my score dropped. And also every time your credit get pulled, it shows up on your credit report. So not only, is it showing up on my credit report, my credit score is continuously dropping, and I already have all this whole foreclosure thing going on. So it just started to make my credit look really, really bad. So she was like, let's just stop. So I decided to just stop. And then I got with one of those home buying, for your Black community home buying programs. I had got with one of them, and they promised to work with me, but it was just like, I cannot remember the name of that home buying program. Oh my God, if I remember, I will post the name of the link of the company here. Do not go through these people. It was not that it's a ripoff, and it's probably good for people who have lower income or maybe lower credit, but I just would not go with them if I was you. And so I tried to go with them, and they gave me the runaround, and I just decided to not go with them altogether. And so I just was left with nothing. And so all that to say basically is that every time you get your credit pulled, and that may be from you going to buy a car, you're trying to buy a home, you pulling your credit card, you going to the Best Buy, Macy's. Every time someone pulls your credit score drops. And I'm not sure how many points. Some say 2, some say 5. I'm not quite sure. But if you remember on the previous video, when I went and I got that American Express card, my credit score did drop. So that is one of the things that you have to watch when it comes to getting, pulling your credit. Now, when you pull your credit, or if you get your credit pulled for your job or something like that, for like a background check, that does not come against your credit. You're okay with that. Now, one thing a lot of people need to know is if you do go and get your credit pulled a lot, there's no way to dispute that. There's no way to dispute it that, your credit is being pulled. It will show up on your credit report. So now this looks to, sometimes it can look to buyers, like say for instance, when I'm buying my home, if I was on to number 6, and so I went through 5 different buyers. Had I went to another buyer, I had went through 5 different banks to try to get a home loan. By the 6th bank would have looked at me like, okay, well, she's already went to 5 other places. They denied her, so something is not right here. So it could kind of look like you have a risk going on and stuff like that. So I would avoid getting your credit pulled multiple times, especially when it comes to the home buying program. Or if you're going looking for a car. For instance, when you go to this dealership, that dealership, every time your credit gets pulled from the dealership, your credit score declines. So what I would do, and what I suggest for a lot of people to do, is join a credit union. A credit union is a really, really good place that you can get home loans or car loans from, and you don't have to worry about whether or not you're going to get the loan, because if you join a credit union, more than likely you will get the loan. So if you decide to go out and buy a car, if you need a car, what I would suggest is to go to a credit union, get the loan through a credit union, and that way you can shop around from different dealerships, from dealership to dealership, and you can always have the money. So for instance, before, when I wanted to buy a car, and this is at the point when I was trying to get my credit to go back up, I went to a credit union, I got the loan, and they gave me a loan for like $22,000. And so at that point, I had my $22,000. I could just go anywhere, any car dealership. I have it. They don't have to worry about pulling my credit anymore. I already have the money. And then once I pick the dealership, then the money will be dispersed to the dealership. So I said all that's basically to say, if you're in the home buying process, or if you're trying to build your credit, please monitor who pulls your credit and how often you pull your credit. If you do not need to get your credit pulled, then don't get it pulled. Only get it pulled for emergencies, or if you're planning on opening it, this is what you're going to do. Do not go out and just do it all willy-nilly, frivolously get your credit pulled, because it does hurt you. And like I said, it does show up on your account, on your credit score, on your credit file, and there's no way to dispute that. I know someone did ask me, can you dispute credit inquiries? And you really can't. It also shows every time you pull your credit. Sometimes. All right, guys, so that's just the first of many series that I'll do on credit report. This one was about getting your credit pulled. The very next one we're going to do, for the following series, we're going to do one on secure cards. I just had someone ask me about secure cards and going a little bit more into depth with credit cards. Then we're going to go into student loans. We're going to talk about, I think living within your means is pretty self-explanatory. But if we need to go into it, definitely let me know. We're going to talk about payments, paying your bills on time. Because like I said before in a previous video, that is in the biggest scheme of things, or in the biggest credit score circle, paying your payments on time is one of the most important things. And then your debt to income ratio, we got to go into that a little bit further. Because we need to talk about credit card limits and credit card debt and things like that. So we'll go over that a little bit more in depth. But that's it. If you have any questions or concerns, please leave it below. If you feel like there's something else I need to get into, please leave that below as well. Thank you guys for all the love on these videos. I hope you guys are learning something. That's it. Bye.